This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
Y'all,
Just
this
stop.
is a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes,
Music
sir.
just dropped out, right?
I know. But it's time. You're right. It's Friday. That needs to be said.
Yeah, we need to crank that up a little bit. Maybe a couple extra seconds.
Like
Like a remix on Friday?
Yeah.
We should do a DBL remix.
In-house DJ. Let's go.
DJ Prismatic.
Yeah,
Do a little
John.
mix-up, John, huh? Or he's in the booth. He can hear me. All right. Anyways, let's get to it, guys. The Oscars are this Sunday, and the Academy is trying to shake things up by making some changes to the show. First, unlike last year, all the awards will be handed out live on air. The Academy got some backlash last year when it handed out 8 categories off air. So QR codes will appear before commercial breaks to direct viewers to videos about the nominees and behind-the-scenes footage. And acceptance speeches will be posted to TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter immediately after they leave the podium. Last year, 16.6 million people watched, but viewership spiked, of course, after the slap. Speaking of the Oscars, many news outlets. Oh, you know what? Let's discuss that. It's Friday. I'm like, let's get out of here.
Let's move it.
All right,
Let's do it.
Let's talk about that because the one thing I found interesting on there is the QR code and the behind-the-scenes footage because I really do love that aspect of Hollywood and how things are made. So for me, I like that addition on there.
Yeah. I like having things go up immediately on social media because that's where a lot of the engagement's coming from. If you look at the numbers of the Oscars, like people watching it on broadcast versus people talking about it, you're going to see that digitally there's more of an impact on digital than on broadcast. So I think it's important that a lot of these shows start to integrate more live digital.
Yeah, and by doing QR codes and you're exactly right. By integrating, you're getting the younger viewers, and you need those younger viewers. 5 years ago, they had 30 million people. It dipped to around 10 million during COVID. We're back up a little, but you need something to engage the growing audience so that they always tune into the Oscars every year, and it becomes a tradition. So smart. They got to mix in digital way more. I think way more.
Well, I mean, I think they're dealing with 2 different kinds of viewers, and I think the Super Bowl was the first to kind of realize this, that there are a lot of people that could care less about the game, but people are tuning in for the commercials. People want to see the behind the scenes. People want to see the celebrities that are there at the Super Bowl. There's a lot of different ways, and now when people are watching TV, Erica, like you always say, there's a second device usually involved, an iPad or something, so you can either watch like that or do it old school meat and potatoes and just watch the television. But either way, they're trying to retain the viewers that they have and probably go up. But I think this is about where it should be.
Yeah.
I think there's so many options for entertainment. 16 million is nothing to laugh at anymore. I think that there's a lot of different options.
Yeah.
As opposed to 10 years ago?
Yeah, 30 million.
Yeah.
5 years ago, 30 million people.
5 years ago. So I'd like to see, I'm curious to see the numbers after they kind of do these adjustments.
Yeah.
So speaking of the Oscars, many news outlets, like I said earlier, are putting their predictions out there for a bunch of first-time winners. So Everything Everywhere All at Once is the big front runner for Best Picture. Michelle Yeoh and Kiwi Kwan are also expected to win. Brendan Fraser is said to be a shoo-in for Best Actor for The Whale. And Jamie Lee Curtis is up against Angela Bassett for Best Supporting Actress. And it's a toss-up as to who will take home the golden statue. Who do you think will take it home, Erica?
It'll be Angela Bassett.
Is that your prediction?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going all in. Are there odds in Vegas?
I think there is.
There's Oscars are big in Vegas. Yeah, Oscars are big in Vegas.
What about you?
I think Angela will take it, but Jamie Lee's been winning. So they've both been winning, right? Back and forth. Neither of them have won. They've been nominated before. Neither of them have won. So I don't know.
Do the Golden Globes usually
Way to make a strong prediction.
That's like, usually I'm like, it's this one or that one. It could go either way. I would put 50, that's 50-50. Not a good talk show host.
Wow, there's 2 people and it's 50-50. Wow, you should get a raise.
But that's a good toss-up. I wouldn't know where to put my money. We used to do money drop on Oscars, and I wouldn't know where to put my money.
You know what's funny? Do you guys ever go out, like, we lived in Los Angeles, but like there's like games on, a basketball game or whatever, and if you go to a bar in Los Angeles, like when the Oscars are on, the Oscars are playing.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
It's crazy.
It's like its own kind of party inside that bar. It's like a viewing party inside the bar.
It's our sports in Hollywood.
We're weird. Okay, on to some other news. Actor Robert Blake, he has died at the age of 89. His niece confirmed he passed away with his family by his side from heart disease. Robert got his start in Hollywood, of course, as a child actor and was featured in the Our Gang film series. Also, known as the Little Rascals. In the 1970s, he started as an undercover cop who carried a pet cockatoo on his shoulder in the TV show Beretta, but in later years, of course, he was more known for being put on trial for killing his wife. In 2005, he was acquitted for her murder, but he was found liable for her death in a civil suit. He later filed for bankruptcy. I don't really know what to say. I mean, he was acquitted, but
yeah, it seemed like
a weird trial.
A tragic. I remember that trial. It was. How do you think he got off?
I don't know. Usually it's some defense magic, but when you have libel in the civil suit and your wrongful death, I tend to go to that route sometimes. It's just a confusing way to feel.
I look at these stars that kind of end up like this, and it just reminds me that life is long, Erica. And you're a childhood star. You're a star in Hollywood back when it really counted, when people were famous. He had a famous show. And you look at the way a lot of people who kind of rode that wave, how their lives ended, whether it was Bill Cosby, or not that he's passed away, but like the end of his career, or the football coach Joe Paterno. If you live long enough, the dirt that you did throughout your life is going to come back on you, and it's going to really sully the legacy that you perceive to have left.
Yeah, it's a shame. All right, we're going to switch gears here. Jennifer Lawrence is starring in a new raunchy comedy called No Hard Feelings, where she is hired to seduce and date a 19-year-old by his parents before he heads off to college. Just watch the clip. It speaks for itself.
How about I give you a ride home?
This isn't the way to my house.
It's a shortcut. You're my hostage. What you got down there? Something for me?
Why?
You tried kidnapping me!
You're 19. Grow up.
All right, so look at that. The dad is played by Matthew Broderick, who looks almost unrecognizable in there, huh?
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Maybe not unrecognizable, but maybe recognize.
I wouldn't have known it was him. What is the why?
Why didn't anyone laugh? Why was that? Was there any ick factor for you? Was there any ick factor?
No, it wasn't the ick factor. Just like you wouldn't have to seduce a 19-year-old boy. I don't think that. I think he'd have been like, sure. That would have been a
Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah, like, what is the...
You're coming with me. Okay.
I'm sure there's some reveal here,
Well,
but...
some 19-year-old boys.
Nervous?
Yeah. Al, I'm telling you, not everybody's like you.
19-year-old boys?
Yes.
They're all...
Yes.
We were 19-year-old boys once.
Yeah.
No, they're not. There would definitely be some boys that would need to be pushed.
What do you think about this J-Law re-emergence? Because she kind of was hated a little bit. She went really high then low, and now she's kind of coming back.
Why was she hated?
Yeah, well-
Remember, everyone felt she was overexposed, and she's like, I know I'm the most hated person. And there's a whole article about the resurgence of J-Law.
Well, she said that, but no one ever hated her.
Oh, okay.
I think that's weird, though. I don't know. And I believe that she said that. I think that's so weird that, like, you make it to this level and you are making enough movies where you have a huge fan base. She's in some of the Marvel movies, right? It's like, why would you even put that narrative out? Can you just enjoy your life? Like, this is awesome.
Well, I mean,
no one hates her.
I was just going to say, what about rom-coms, though? Are we missing, like, rom-coms? Like, there was a big boom for that, and now we don't see them anymore?
Yeah, right.
But so is the rom-com the romance between her and this 19-year-old boy? Because that might be a miss.
Like, is that the ick factor I was asking? Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, I wasn't really listening, and I thought you said say rom-com, but now it's not a rom-com. So
It's not a rom-com. Okay,
It's raunchy. It's like there's something about Mary, the Farrelly brothers, those types of movies coming back and doing that. Do we need, or politically, is that not okay?
No, I think is Cocaine Bear politically okay? Probably not. But I think people are tired of acting like that all the time. And I think people want to break from reality. And they're like, hey, a movie about a bear that's on cocaine, sign me up. That's why it was so popular. People need escapes, and movies need to be that place. And I think sometimes the sillier, the more ridiculous the premise, the more people gravitate to it. Look at a movie like Old School. It's ridiculous premise, but everybody loves it. It's
hilarious.
Great.
Yes. Hilarious. All right, coming up on DBL, women in Hollywood are opening up about their age, from Courtney Cox to Christy Brinkley. Plus, Erica's breaking down the latest drama with Shaka Khan.
Cleveland.
Taking digs at fellow singers in her segment, What Erica's Watching.
Somebody roll the clip.
Let's make sure we have Jeff's sex tape.
Wow, things are getting spicy here at DBL.
Cold-hearted snake, look into his eyes.
Let's roll that again, everybody.
Favorite Jennifer Lawrence movie? Anyone? Silver Linings Playbook?
That was over, and she was good with Bradley. Oh, Hunger Games. She was excellent.
I never saw that.
Have you seen a Jennifer Lawrence movie?
Why would I ever see the Hunger Games?
Have you seen
I'm
Joy?
500 years old.
What about Joy? Did you see Joy?
I have no idea what that
David
is.
Fincher,
No.
American Hustle. So
I watched it on a plane.
Have you ever seen Jennifer Lawrence act?
I don't think so. I don't know. What else has she been in?
J-Law, that's so funny.
Never seen her trip up the stairs.
Do you remember that moment? So culturally, she's just not in his vocabulary. Famously, she was at the ran up the stairs at the Oscars when she won, and she famously tripped, right? And she had this ball gown, and she was this damsel, and then Hugh Jackman, slow motion, runs over to her, picks her up, and carries her. And then afterwards, she sees Jack Nicholson come over to her and backstage, and he goes, "Hey there," and she goes, "Hey," and he goes, "I want to talk to you later," or something like that, like, "You did good this year." And she walks away, she goes to the camera, "Hi, God." She's really, like, down to earth and cool. I really like her. But then she got overexposed, and then...
I don't know.
You want to be on your phone
What's her
more?
favorite?
That's cool.
X-Men. I saw that one probably.
She was blue and all that, but I do think people felt she was overexposed, which is what happened. Remember Amy Schumer went through that?
Yeah, but isn't that the plan, to be overexposed?
I would want to be overexposed.
I want to get overexposed and then go away forever. Just get all the money right then.
You done on your phone?
Oh, I'm looking for.
Oh, I thought you were
is
on
she
your
an Avatar?
No, I didn't think she was Avatar.
I think it's just. Yeah. Oh, she was an Avatar.
No. She and Bradley Cooper act a lot together, and De Niro. She and David Fincher, De Niro, and Bradley Cooper have done like 2 movies together.
This is a random question. And Jeff, I want to know what you think. Do you think because the Lifetime and Hallmark kind of air quotes cheesy Christmas time rom-com movies, do you think that's cut into the rom-com?
Welcome back. Chaka Khan has some shocking words for fellow divas. Who's calling Tamron Hall shady? And 2 iconic R&B girl groups tell their story. In this week's What Erica's Watching. First, Chaka Khan is one tough critic when it comes to the divas following in her footsteps. However, she's now removing her foot from her mouth. She was asked to list the greatest singers of all time, and she took the bait. Well, Chaka was ranked 29 on Billboard's list of greatest singers of all time, and she made it clear that Mariah Carey, Adele, and Mary J. Blige ain't no better than her. She suggested that Mimi paid to be ranked 5th, threw her hands up at Adele being ranked at 22, and said that Mary J. Blige's cover of Sweet Thing was flat. But now she's sorry for speaking her mind. I feel for you, Chaka. But thanks for letting us know how you really feel. Former ATL housewife Portia Williams is calling out Tamron Hall. Breakfast Club host Charlemagne recently suggested that the daytime queen has been coming for Wendy Williams and her big shady boots. And Portia was quick to agree, calling Tamra's show a hidden mess. Here's what else Portia said about her past appearance on the talk show.
There was a turn where it turned from just her asking questions about the book to her kind of almost attacking me, almost making me feel like I had to justify anything that I had going on, and it just didn't feel good.
Now, if Tamron's producers are really trying to spice things up, they should just book Wendy as a guest and let the queen of all media bring the heat for real. Well, Kandi Burruss is finally getting a chance to tell her story, which includes both Escape and another one of my favorite 90s girl groups, SWV, and a new Bravo docuseries that follows them on tour after their epic versus battle. Take a look.
Y'all don't want to co-headline? We are the headliners. I sold 30 million records.
Here we go.
We're not children. What do I think you do? We're not children. But that's how you're acting. To say, just won't be no show then.
Girl groups. It's always some man.
I would love to hear new music from them as a super group. I'd call it XSWV. Now that sounds like music to my ears. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBLEricaWatch. We'll be right back.
We got this question sent to us from a viewer. They asked, is it true that Windows 11 provides virus protection and no additional third-party protection is needed? To get answers, we went to Microsoft and Alex Hammerstone, Advisory Solutions Director at Trusted Sec. According to Microsoft, Microsoft Defender is built into Windows and helps protect devices. The application features help to prevent unwanted malicious code from running, isolate untrusted websites and untrusted Office files, and to protect against phishing or malware websites. They say by just opening up your computer, you are protected. And Hammerstone tells us you don't really need another antivirus program if you don't stray from Microsoft offerings.
For the average consumer, especially one that's using those Microsoft products, they're using Microsoft Teams, they're using Microsoft Edge for really all their day-to-day things. Defender is going to give them pretty much most of the protection that they're going to need.
However, you may want the extra protection if you use a lot of different web browsers or programs.
If you're using a lot of different applications, other types of browsers, etc., it can absolutely be helpful to have an additional third-party antivirus program.
Hammerstone compares Microsoft Defender and other antivirus software to a seatbelt in a car. It does offer protection, but it's not foolproof, and you still need to stay vigilant.
It's also important to do other things like keep your system updated, right? Be careful what you click on.
So let's look at the first part of our question. We can verify that, yes, Windows 11 does provide antivirus protection, and it may well be all you need if you stick with just using Microsoft programs. However, you may need more security, especially if you're using different browsers and applications. Hammerstone says adding another layer of protection never hurts. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
Welcome back. Some Hollywood women are opening up about aging, including 58-year-old Courtney Cox. She's talking about anti-aging injectables and overusing them. Here's what she said about it on the Los Angeles podcast.
Thinking I was getting older when I was really young, that's just a bummer, a waste of time. It's a domino effect. It's like you don't realize that you look a little off, so then you keep doing more because you look normal to yourself and you look in the mirror and go, oh, that looks good. You think, and you don't realize what it looks like to the outside person, and just doing too many fillers and then having to have them removed, which thank God they are removable. But I think I messed up a lot. And now luckily I can, I was able to reverse most of that. And now I'm actually just older.
She's keeping it real. Courtney has talked about this topic before, saying as you age, things drop, and she was trying to make them not drop. However, she said it ended up making her look fake, as she just described. But hey, she's being honest about it, and I think people have to open up about this because it's becoming such a fad. Like my wife is doing it, and I feel like she's too young for it, but everyone I feel like is doing injectables. My
daughter
right?
is into it. And Erica, please, I want to hear from you guys. But my daughter, when I gave her money to go to the mall up the street, she came out with a bag like this, not the bags of shopping.
Like
because
skincare.
Yeah, 16-year-olds are now into that.
Oh, well, but that's a good thing. She's not getting injections.
Right? No. It's a great.
No, it's.
Way to
I'm
clarify.
like, your 16-year-old daughter got Botox?
No.
That's a different conversation. No, that is true. A lot of the number one demographic, as terms of like aesthetic services for estheticians and stuff, are like that teen 20 demographic, because they're thinking about either preventative care or they're doing things like starting to get the Botox and the injections and all of that.
At that
because,
age?
Yeah, because they want to look like they're heroes on Instagram.
It's a lot of the digital part, yeah.
AKA the Kardashians, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, it is something to talk to both, not only your daughters, but your sons about as well. But I'm all for the preventative care, because if you start early, I wish I would have started when I was your daughter's age, but I started early enough that like it delayed some of the things that I would need to get at this point at 42. So I just try to be really diligent about it, but I do understand there's a homogenized look now.
Yeah, definitely. I also just remember like when I was growing up, everyone's like sun care, sunscreen, whatever, lay out with tanning oil. And now I've got like spots everywhere. So I'm glad that they're more educated and everything. I also just want to say I appreciate her laughing it up up with us about how she looked. I like that Courtney was human about it and was like, no, I didn't do anything. Like, I appreciate that approach.
Wow. At 20, skincare, I was like, I'm going to live forever.
People, it's crazy now.
All right, so how do you feel about going gray? So 69-year-old Christy Brinkley, whose signature platinum blonde hair has been a staple of her look for years, is considering letting her silver shine through. She posted a bunch of pictures to Instagram where you can see her gray roots. So should she embrace that gray or do what she wants? How do you feel about women in general going gray these days?
I think it's a new trend, and I think it looks great. I think it started, remember we did a story on Keanu Reeves and his girlfriend, and she had gray hair, and now it's like really stunningly beautiful. Again, it's on the TikTok, the Instagram, the silver look. I think it's fabulous, and I think it's a lot of upkeep. I dye my hair. It's a lot. I have extension. It's a lot. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of frustration. So I get it. Let it be healthy and let it be silver and flow.
I love it. No, I love your passion. I think, and I was talking to a good friend of mine, and I feel the exact same way. A lot of the beauty that's portrayed in the media as to what women should aspire to is not probably what a lot of the men may possibly, or other women or whatever, whoever they're interested in, really likes. And my friend was saying, I like an older woman, and quite frankly, I do too. I always have, and that's never been a thing for me, somebody that needs to look like a runway model. And the narrative that is shoved down the throats of women from the time that they can open their eyes is not always what's in the hearts of the people that they may be interested in partnering with. So I'll just say, like, a lot of guys would have no problem. I'll speak for myself. I would have no problem with that. None.
What about you? Did you like your gray?
Me? Yeah. I even dyed it at one point in my early 30s. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to, maybe look a little bit younger for the parts I was going out for. But then I just embraced it, and, I got this. So
Silver Fox, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, you're also talented. You didn't just let your hair go gray and then
I think
DBL.
It came down to the hair. I think that was it. They're like, well, he's got gray hair, he looks smarter. And then when they saw me, like the first couple weeks, they're like, nope. Got the
Jeff auditioned with a monocle.
We'll be right back.
Changing the clocks around your house might just take a few minutes, even if you're feeling groggy. But for a lot of us, it takes a lot longer than that to start feeling better after this time change. So we turn to these sources to verify, yes, daylight saving time does have negative health impacts. That's because our sources agree people tend to get less sleep when we spring forward. But it's less about the clock on your nightstand than the one in your body. Here's what I mean. The Sleep Foundation explains humans and other mammals are guided by circadian rhythms, like a mental and physical clock that resets each day, all in sync with natural light to darkness cycles. Changing the amount of sunlight you're exposed to interrupts your circadian rhythm. The hormones that release when it's dark and time to go to bed, or the ones that give you energy when light comes out in the morning, are all out of whack. This study, published in the journal Current Biology, finds though we eventually normalize when we turn clocks back in the fall, the human circadian rhythm doesn't really ever adjust during daylight saving time. That's because of the changing light conditions in the summer. And this American Psychological Association study finds the Monday directly after springing forward, people get about 40 minutes less sleep than usual, and it can take weeks to adjust for a good night's sleep. Data shows a sleepier population can have significant consequences, like more car crashes, heart attacks, strokes, and reported mood disorder issues. You may have heard of recent legislation attempting to put an end to changing clocks, but that effort is on pause. So as of right now, plan to turn it forward an hour at 2 a.m. Sunday and then back an hour again on November 5th. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Did your parents ever tell you to back away from the TV because it was bad for your eyes? One Verify viewer texted us to ask if it was true. So, let's verify. Can sitting too close to the TV damage your eyes? Our sources are the American Academy of Ophthalmology, Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital, and Evan Silverstein, a pediatric ophthalmologist with Children's Hospital of Richmond at VCU. This is a popular myth that our sources debunk on their websites. When you watch TV for a long time, your eyes get fatigued, and you sometimes forget to blink. This can dry your eyes and even cause headaches, but the American Academy of Ophthalmology says it will not damage vision in children or adults, even when sitting close to the screen. Our eyes can adjust or accommodate based on how far away the screen is, and this is especially true for children.
Children have an unbelievable amount of accommodation that they can do. We have to get reading glasses in order to see up close, where kids can do it really easily.
So, no, sitting too close to the TV won't damage your eyes. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back. One of the most important parts of your car is actually your car seat. But are you treating it with respect? Do you respect wood? Curb Your Enthusiasm. All right. We got
always says that to me.
We got some tips to keep your seats in top shape. That's today's Auto Alert, sponsored by Ox Car Care. First up, don't use cleaning products right away. Instead, keep a portable vacuum in your car and let it do most of the work. Next, try your hardest to avoid eating in your car, and it's not just you. This also applies to your kids. French fries between the car seats. All right, and most importantly, do a monthly deep clean of your car interior. Have it cleaned by a professional every 3 to 6 months. Your kids too, clean them. Ox Car Care is dedicated to providing you with an amazing auto protection plan experience that works with your budget. If you're looking for better car care, give them a call today at 800-687-1821.
I bought Brooks a new portable vacuum. He doesn't know yet. It's a surprise.
For the car?
For the car. He's a big car cleaning person, so this is a big deal.
Like a dustbuster type
Yeah,
thing?
and it's really strong, and it works on the upholstery, and it makes those lines, you know?
Oh, that's a good. That's actually a good gift.
It is.
You don't like that for kids? I definitely need
Cheerios and all that. Yeah. You kind of need it.
All right, before we go, speaking of needing this, we need this story because we got 30 seconds left. 76-year-old Cher and her 37-year-old boyfriend Alexander Edwards made their red carpet debut as a couple at the Versace fashion show in Los Angeles. The pair confirmed their romance this past fall, and they even met each other's kids.
Aww.
Is it going to last?
They're rolling. I mean, does any relationship last except for the one that does? Sometimes they're just fun.
Which one is that, Al?
Every relationship you have is going to fail until you're married and you
or dead.
Yeah, that's the one that
lasted. Wasn't an age joke. I'm
no,
saying.
It's just like that's everybody. Every relationship will fail until you meet your partner forever.
She wants to find life after love.
You shoehorn that one in?
Yeah, that was.
But she does. Good for her. Enjoy it.
Yes.
She's young at heart.
What does she want to find, Tori?
She wants to find life after love. Oh.
I kind of like that. I don't know why. I don't know if our producer did.
All right, guys, have a great weekend. We'll be back same time, same place on Monday. See you then.